Not all at once, but gradually, like a slow-moving curtain drawing across the night sky. Astronomers at observatories worldwide noticed it first, then amateur stargazers, and finally everyone else. Where there had been countless pinpoints of light, now there was only darkness, as if something massive was blocking Earth's view of the cosmos. Dr. Isabella Martinez stood on the roof of the Pacific Astronomical Research Center, her dark eyes fixed on the void above. As the facility's lead xenobiologist, she had spent her career searching for signs of extraterrestrial life. Now, watching the stars vanish, she felt a chill that had nothing to do with the cool Hawaiian night air. Dr. Martinez, her assistant, Raj Patel, burst through the roof access door, tablet in hand. The radio telescopes. They're picking up something incredible. It's a pattern. A signal. Before Isabella could respond, a low humming filled the air. It started as barely perceptible, but quickly grew until it seemed to vibrate through every molecule of their bodies. The dark patches in the sky began to shimmer, and massive shapes emerged from what appeared to be some kind of cloaking technology. Vast, crystalline structures that defied earthly architecture, stretching for miles across the sky. Within hours, similar reports came in from every corner of the globe. The vessels, if that's what they were, had positioned themselves above every major city on Earth. For 3 days, they simply hung there, silent and motionless, as governments worldwide argued about how to respond. Then came the lights. Brilliant beams of green energy shot down from the ships, not destroying buildings as many had feared, but instead creating what appeared to be massive crystalline structures that sprouted from the ground like alien trees. These structures pulsed with an inner light, and soon after their appearance, strange creatures began to emerge. Beings that seemed to be made of both organic and technological components. The first attempts at communication ended in disaster. When a delegation of world leaders approached one of the structures in Geneva, the aliens responded with a display of power that leveled 3 city blocks without causing a single casualty, a warning shot that made their intentions clear. They weren't here to talk. Within weeks, the invasion proper began. The aliens deployed what appeared to be atmospheric processors, massive machines that began altering Earth's environment. Plants near their structures started to crystallize, and animals began falling ill when they approached the altered zones. But Dr. Martinez noticed something peculiar in her readings. The alien technology seemed to create subtle disruptions in Earth's magnetic field, and these disruptions appeared to affect their equipment. Working with a small team of dedicated scientists who had taken refuge in the research center's underground facilities, she began to study these anomalies. The breakthrough came from an unexpected source. The facility's security cameras captured footage of a pack of local wild boars approaching one of the smaller alien structures. As they got closer, the structure's energy field began to fluctuate wildly. The boars seemed agitated but unharmed, while the alien technology actually appeared to be malfunctioning. It's the magnetite, Isabella realized, reviewing the footage for the 100th time. Many animals have magnetite deposits in their bodies for navigation. Something about their natural magnetic orientation interferes with alien tech. But before they could fully understand the implications of this discovery, the situation deteriorated rapidly. The aliens launched a coordinated attack on Earth's military installations, their crystalline warriors proving nearly invulnerable to conventional weapons. Cities fell, governments collapsed, and humanity found itself on the brink of subjugation. Yet even as human resistance crumbled, something extraordinary was happening in the wild. Reports began filtering in through the remaining communication networks, stories of unusual animal behavior on an unprecedented scale. Whales were breaching near alien sea processors, causing them to malfunction. Birds were gathering in massive flocks around alien structures, their presence somehow disrupting the crystalline networks. In her underground lab, Dr. Martinez worked tirelessly to understand these phenomena. The aliens had demonstrated their overwhelming technological superiority, but they hadn't accounted for one crucial factor. Earth itself was fighting back, through its most unlikely defenders, the countless species that called this planet home. As she compiled her research, Isabella couldn't help but smile at the irony. She had spent her career looking to the stars for signs of life, only to discover that Earth's best hope lay in the creatures that had been here all along. Now she just had to figure out how to use this knowledge before it was too late. The first part of humanity's greatest battle was about to begin, and their allies would come from the most unexpected places: the skies, the seas, and the wild places of Earth that humans had nearly forgotten. In the darkness of her lab, Dr. Martinez began to formulate a plan that would either save humanity or doom it entirely. The aliens had made one crucial mistake. They had assumed Earth was defended only by its human inhabitants. They were about to learn just how wrong they were. The first sign that something extraordinary was happening came from the Amazon rainforest. Natalie Torres, a wildlife biologist stationed at a remote research station, watched in amazement as jaguars and capuchin monkeys, natural predator and prey, moved together through the undergrowth toward an alien crystalline processor. Through her binoculars, she observed as the normally solitary jaguars worked in coordinated groups, their movements seemingly purposeful. The monkeys swung through the canopy above them, acting as lookouts. When they encountered alien patrols, the animals worked in tandem, the monkeys creating distractions while the jaguars struck at vulnerable points in the aliens' crystalline armor. Word of these unprecedented animal behaviors spread through the remaining human resistance networks, eventually reaching Dr. Martinez's underground facility in Hawaii. "It's happening everywhere," Raj reported, scrolling through incoming data on their jury-rigged communications system. Wolves in Siberia, lions in Africa, even domestic animals in urban areas. They're all organizing. But it was Dr. Marcus Bishop, a marine biologist who'd sought refuge with them, who made the next crucial discovery. While monitoring underwater communications equipment, he detected unusual patterns in whale songs. Patterns that exactly matched the frequency disruptions in alien technology. "They're not just fighting back," Bishop explained, his weathered face illuminated by the blue glow of monitor screens. "They're communicating. The whales are actually coordinating attacks on underwater alien structures, and they're teaching other marine species how to do it." Dr. Martinez's team worked around the clock to understand this phenomenon. They discovered that Earth's creatures possessed a natural resistance to alien technology. Their bodies' magnetic properties created interference fields that weakened alien energy weapons and disrupted their crystalline structures. But more than that, the animals seemed to have developed an instinctive understanding of how to use these abilities effectively. In the mountains of Nepal, snow leopards led human refugees through secret passes, avoiding alien patrols. In the Australian outback, kangaroos and dingoes worked together to protect human settlements, their acute senses detecting alien scouts long before any human technology could. Even insects played their part. Massive swarms of bees and wasps would attack alien devices, their tiny bodies carrying enough magnetic charge to short-circuit alien equipment. The turning point came when Dr. Martinez finally cracked the code. Using data collected from whale songs and elephant infrasound, her team developed a device that could amplify the natural magnetic disruption effect. They called it the Gaia Resonator. "It's not just about magnetics," she explained to the assembled resistance leaders in their underground bunker. "The animals are tapping into something more fundamental, Earth's own electromagnetic field. They're acting as natural conductors, and with this device, we can join them." The first test of the Gaia Resonator exceeded all expectations. When activated near a group of elephants in Kenya, it created a feedback loop that completely disabled a nearby alien structure. The elephants, seeming to understand the device's purpose, positioned themselves strategically to maximize its effect. But the aliens weren't defeated yet. They responded to this new threat with increased aggression, deploying new weapons designed to target Earth's wildlife specifically. The sight of crystalline hunters pursuing wolves through forests and mechanical sea predators Chasing whales through the oceans filled humanity with both rage and determination. In the face of this escalation, something remarkable happened. Humans began developing deeper connections with their animal allies. Village elders in India found they could somehow sense the intentions of local tiger packs. Indigenous trackers in the Americas reported being able to communicate with eagles and hawks through a form of shared consciousness. Dr. Martinez theorized that the Gaia resonator had awakened something dormant in human biology, perhaps some ancient connection to Earth's magnetic field that humans had lost through evolution, but that animals had retained. As humans learned to trust their newfound animal allies, these abilities grew stronger. Hope began to spread through the remaining human populations. The aliens, for all their technological superiority, had catastrophically underestimated the power of Earth's biosphere. Every creature, from the smallest ant to the largest whale, had become part of Earth's immune system, fighting back against this cosmic infection. As the second month of the invasion drew to a close, Dr. Martinez made a discovery that would change everything. Hidden in the complex patterns of animal behavior and magnetic fluctuations, she found evidence of something impossible, a sign that Earth's creatures weren't just fighting back randomly. They were following a plan, one that had been set in motion long before humans even existed. The discovery shook Dr. Martinez to her core. Ancient geological records, previously dismissed as anomalies, showed regular patterns of magnetic activity dating back millions of years. These patterns matched exactly with the current behavior of Earth's animals during the invasion. Earth isn't just fighting back, she explained to her colleagues. It's remembering. This has happened before. Deep in the Amazon, Natalie Torres was witnessing this ancient memory in action. She had followed a mixed group of jaguars and tapirs to a previously unknown cave system. The walls were covered with crystalline formations that predated the current invasion by thousands of years. More incredibly, the animals seemed to know exactly how to interact with these formations. Meanwhile, in the Indian Ocean, Commander Vikram Patel of the surviving human naval forces watched in awe as pods of whales and dolphins performed coordinated attacks against alien seafloor installations. The marine mammals moved with impossible precision, their echolocation calls creating interference patterns that shattered alien crystal structures. It's like they'd done this before, he reported back to base. These aren't random attacks. This is military strategy. Dr. Martinez's team worked to piece together the puzzle. The evidence suggested that Earth had faced similar invasions in its distant past. Each time, the planet's creatures had united to drive back the threat. The magnetic properties in animals' bodies weren't just for navigation. They were part of an ancient planetary defense system. The breakthrough came from an unexpected source. Dr. Rashid Omar, a quantum physicist who had joined the resistance, noticed that the animals' behaviors created quantum entanglement patterns. These patterns allowed instant communication across vast distances, explaining how creatures worldwide could coordinate their actions so effectively. But the aliens weren't giving up. They launched a new offensive, targeting the areas where animal resistance was strongest. Crystalline spires rose from the ocean floors, disrupting whale migration patterns. Artificial auroras filled the skies, confusing birds' magnetic sense of direction. The human-animal alliance suffered heavy losses. In Africa, entire herds of elephants fell defending human settlements. In the Arctic, polar bears sacrificed themselves to destroy alien ice processing plants. Each loss was felt deeply by both humans and animals, their growing connection making them share not just strategy but grief. Yet for every defeat, there were victories. In the Serengeti, lions and hyenas, ancient enemies, fought side by side to protect their territories. In the Amazon, colonies of army ants infiltrated alien structures, their tiny bodies carrying enough magnetic charge to short-circuit entire systems. Even domestic animals joined the fight. Cats and dogs in abandoned cities guided human resistance fighters through alien patrol zones. Dr. Martinez made another crucial discovery while studying the ancient cave formations. The crystals weren't just similar to alien technology. They were exactly the same. These invaders have been here before, she realized, and each time, Earth has evolved new defenses against them. The Resistance developed new tactics based on this knowledge. They learned to amplify the natural magnetic fields of animal groups using modified versions of the Gaia resonator. Human psychics, their abilities enhanced by proximity to large animal gatherings, could now predict alien movements with startling accuracy. But the most significant development came from the oceans. Whale songs, when properly decoded, revealed patterns that matched the operating frequencies of alien motherships. This wasn't just resistance. It was a counterattack strategy that had been encoded into Earth's creatures over millions of years. As the third month of invasion drew to a close, humanity and Earth's creatures stood ready for their greatest test. The alien motherships were gathering for what appeared to be a final massive assault. But this time, Earth was prepared. In every forest, desert, ocean, and sky, animals gathered in unprecedented numbers. The question wasn't just whether they could win. It was whether humanity was ready to embrace its true role in Earth's ancient defense network. For Dr. Martinez and her colleagues, it was becoming clear that humans weren't meant to be Earth's masters, but its partners in a grand alliance that stretched back to the dawn of life itself. The decisive battle began at dawn. Alien motherships descended through Earth's atmosphere in formations that blotted out the sun. Their crystalline structures filled the skies from horizon to horizon, a sight that would have inspired hopelessness just months ago. But now, Earth was ready. Dr. Martinez stood at the central command center, surrounded by screens showing live feeds from around the world. Each display showed masses of animals gathering: wolves in Canada, elephants in Africa, tigers in India, all moving with singular purpose. In the oceans, whale pods surfaced in perfect synchronization, their songs creating a global network of communication. "It's time," she broadcast across the Resistance network. "Activate all Gaia resonators." Across the planet, modified resonators hummed to life. The devices, now tuned to match the frequencies discovered in whale songs, amplified Earth's natural magnetic field. The effect was immediate and spectacular. The aliens' crystalline technology began to vibrate at frequencies that made it unstable. In the Amazon, Natalie Torres watched as jaguars led thousands of smaller animals in coordinated attacks on alien ground facilities. The combined magnetic fields of their bodies, enhanced by the resonators, caused alien crystals to shatter like glass. In the Pacific, Commander Patel's ships worked in concert with whale pods to target underwater alien bases, their combined efforts creating devastating sonic pulses. But the aliens fought back with desperate fury. New weapons emerged from their ships, devices designed to disrupt the magnetic fields that Earth's creatures relied upon. Animals began to fall. Their navigation systems scrambled, their coordination failing. The turning point came from the most unexpected source. Dr. Omar, monitoring quantum field fluctuations, noticed something extraordinary. The fallen animals weren't dying. They were changing. Their bodies were adapting in real time, evolving new defenses against alien technology. It was as if millions of years of evolution were happening in moments. "This is it," Dr. Martinez exclaimed. "This is how Earth won before: rapid adaptation." The alien weapons became less effective with each passing hour as Earth's creatures evolved countermeasures. Birds developed new magnetic sensing organs. Mammals' bodies began producing crystals that canceled out alien energy fields. Even insects underwent changes, their swarms becoming living weapons against alien technology. The final push came as a coordinated global effort. Whales breached in perfect synchronization worldwide, creating a planetary resonance that shook alien ships from the sky. Land animals moved in vast herds that overwhelmed alien ground forces. In the air, birds formed living tornadoes that tore through enemy formations. Humanity played its part, using the advanced understanding they'd gained to support their animal allies. The connection between humans and animals had grown so strong that in some cases they could act as one consciousness, sharing thoughts, and coordinating actions with supernatural precision. The great ships began to fall, their crystalline structures shattering under the combined assault of Earth's united defenses. As each mothership crashed, the animals moved with practiced efficiency to neutralize any survivors, displaying a level of coordination that spoke of ancient, inherited memory. Victory was within reach, but the cost had been enormous. The planet was scared by battle, and countless creatures had sacrificed themselves in defense of their world. Yet even in death, they served the cause. Their bodies released magnetic pulses that continued to disrupt alien technology. As the last alien ships retreated from Earth's atmosphere, a new dawn was breaking, not just for humanity, but for all life on Earth. In the aftermath of victory, Earth began to heal, but it wasn't returning to its previous state. Something fundamental had changed in the relationship between humans and the natural world. The enhanced connection that had developed during the war didn't fade. Instead, it grew stronger. Humans found they could sense and communicate with animals in ways that would have seemed impossible before. Children born after the invasion showed even stronger abilities, some able to share thoughts and feelings with creatures naturally. Dr. Martins led the effort to understand these changes. Her research revealed that the invasion had activated dormant genetic potential in both humans and animals, abilities that had been encoded in Earth's life forms since the first invasion millions of years ago. The ancient cave crystals began to make sense. They weren't leftover alien technology, but rather Earth's own version of it, organic crystalline structures that could channel and direct the planet's magnetic field. Under the guidance of animals, humans learned to grow and shape these crystals, creating a new form of technology that worked in harmony with nature rather than against it. Society rebuilt itself along new lines. Cities were redesigned to accommodate both human and animal inhabitants. The boundaries between civilization and wilderness blurred as humans learned to live as part of Earth's ecosystem rather than separate from it. Whale songs became part of global communication networks, and migratory birds carried messages across continents. In the darkest caves and deepest oceans, signs of previous invasions and victories were discovered. Earth had faced this threat not once but many times, each time evolving new defenses and growing stronger. Humanity had been late to join this ancient cycle of planetary defense, but they were now fully part of it. Dr. Martinez, now elderly but still sharp, often visited schools to share the story of the invasion. She would bring with her a small crystal, grown from the same patterns as those in the ancient caves. "We thought we were Earth's masters," she would tell the children, as their animal companions sat attentively beside them. "But we were really its students. The invasion taught us what Earth had been trying to tell us all along, that we're part of something greater, a planetary community that stretches back to the beginning of life itself." The aliens never returned, but Earth remained vigilant. In every forest, desert, and ocean, creatures maintained their ancient watch. Humans joined them in this duty, finally understanding their true role, not as conquerors of nature, but as its partners and protectors. The stars still shone in the night sky, but they no longer seemed distant and cold. Instead, they were a reminder of the great test Earth had faced and the greater unity that had emerged from it. Humanity had found its place in the grand design of life on Earth, and the planet was stronger for it. High in the mountains, deep in the oceans, and everywhere in between, the united creatures of Earth, human and animal alike, stood ready, not just as defenders of their world, but as caretakers of a legacy that stretched back through time immemorial, and forward into a future where life itself was the greatest technology of all. The end.